Okay, lastly, for the ankles, the all-powerful and all-important ankles. For equipment, what I would advise you, if you do have, one of the easiest ways to use, and if you're going to continue along with my programming or check out any series that I have through the Move for Life program as a whole, is to get a yoga block. Actually get 2, maybe even 4, but start with 2. They're relatively cheap, somewhere $5 to $10. Amazon, you can get them. I've gotten them at Meijer, I've gotten them at Kroger, I've gotten them at Walmart, Target. They have them there. Just check it out. Pretty easy. Get the ones that aren't squishy. Get the ones that are pretty solid. Spend a couple extra dollars. It's worth it. For ankle cars, you can do it one or two ways. The way I usually do it, just not even to have the yoga block, is just to prop my calf on the top of my opposite foot that I'm not working on. You can do it this way. Prop it up on a yoga block, prop it up on a yoga block like this. All depends on what you're trying to accomplish. For right now, I'm not going to use that, but I did want to throw that out there. So I'm going to drag this foot, slightly bend it, prop my calf up on my opposite ankle. Now, just in a way of terminology to make sure that we're on the same page and you understand what I'm saying, you understand terms as it pertains to ankle joint motion. The motions at the ankle that are fundamental to what the ankle should be able to do in terms of you being able to use the ankle for an ankle's purpose. And the things that ankles are able to allow you to do are 4 terms in terms of the motions. Plantar flexion, I will also call that gas pedaling forward. If you point the toes forward and down, pull that heel back, squeeze that calf, you've got gas pedaling forward or plantar flexion. Pulling that heel up, pushing that heel towards the front, pointing it in front of you, pulling toes towards your chest or towards your shin. It's called dorsiflexion. Plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, gas pedal, heels to shin, heels to chest, gas pedal, heels to chest, all right? The other 2, again, I said 4, are rotational. It's inversion. If I take my heel and I point my heel to my left is that way, point my heel to that direction, point my big toe or the ball of my foot to that direction is inversion. If I take the ball of my foot and point it outside of my body or pull my pinky toe back towards me, and as I do that, that's called eversion. If you watch the national championship game, Washington Huskies and Michigan Wolverines, you've seen Michael Penix get stepped on by one of his linemen and his ankle everted. So you've got inversion, eversion. Inversion is typically when people say they rolled their ankle. That's the one that they're referencing. It's the one that happens more often than not, but you do get eversion issues at the same time. So plantar flexion, gas pedal, dorsiflexion, toes to shin, inversion, ball of the foot inside, eversion, ball of the foot outside, pinky toe outside. Now, with each of those actions, one thing to keep note of in terms of compensation or common compensation patterns when you do ankle cars is movement of anywhere else outside the ankle. Compensation typically happens at the knee. You may be rotating, but really it's at the hip, okay? It's gonna look like if you're looking at your shin bone, you're moving your knee only, but really it's a slight internal or external rotation at the knee to compensate for the lack of movement or movement capability at the ankle. So you wanna keep track of that. One way to kind of get around that when you're doing an ankle car in a deliberate fashion is to squeeze your quad and kind of shift your weight so that you can feel if you're shifting anywhere else, right? So you want to try to stiffen up everywhere else, just like with other cars. I'm going to stiffen up, pack the air in my stomach. I may dig my fingers into the ground from this position, squeeze and tense up everywhere else in my body. I'm going to gas pedal forward to position 1. The other thing that I wanted to say in terms of things that I like to describe when I describe an ankle car are 2 imaginary walls that kind of encompass or box in your 3 walls, excuse me, that box in your ankle and foot. If you imagine you got walls, 2 walls on the side, wall on the top, what I'm going to say is drag the pinky toe to the outside wall, drag the big toe or ball of your foot to the inside wall, and I'm going to say drag along that wall, or draw a circle with your top of your toes. That's all I'm referencing. If you can imagine a box that your ankle's riding in, just to help you really drive the in range of each of those movements. So gas pedal forward or plantar flex. And I'm going to drag that pinky toe outside to position 2. So this is position 1. Position 2 is pinky toe against that outside wall. Drag the pinky toe across that outside wall to position 3. Draw the toe across the top wall. Drag the toe across the top wall to position 4. big toe or ball of your foot hits the inside wall there, then I'm gonna drag that big toe across that inside wall as I drive forward, come back to the middle. That's position 1. So 5, drag the big ball of your foot across that wall. 4, toes across the top wall. 3, pinky toe against that outside wall. 2, back to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, pretty easy. So that is an ankle car. Now, like I talked about, I didn't do both hips, both knees. Now I'm gonna do both ankles and then work my way back up. Just for example's sake, I may go a little quicker, or I'll try to go as slow as I can, just only gonna do a couple reps. Again, it really depends on your ability to really independently move at that joint, and also your ability to radiate in terms of how many of these you should be doing. You should do them relatively frequently, definitely at the start and end of each training session, regardless of if you're doing Move for Life or not. I would recommend that anytime, any practice, any game, doing cars before, after, during. So before a game, pre-game, halftime, end of the game, all day long. So just for example's sake, again, 2 walls and a top. I'm gonna gas pedal forward, position 1. Position 2, drag the pinky toe against that wall. Position 3, toes across the top to position 4. Gas pedal forward, drag that big toe. You see me struggling. Position 5, 1. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so that's the other ankle. Let's hit the other knee. I'm gonna wrap the same side arm under the knee, right at the base of the thigh bone. Hug that a little bit, flex slightly at the knee, latch on the opposite thigh, sandwich at the top of the knee or above the knee with the opposite hand. Then I'm gonna flex, a dorsal flex, pull those toes up to the shin. Now I'm looking at the line down my shin bone. I'm gonna externally rotate and squeeze at the end there. Internally rotate and squeeze and hold. Externally rotate, squeeze and hold. Internally rotate, squeeze and hold. Feeling those tendons work. Last one, externally rotate, squeeze and hold. Internally rotate, squeeze and hold. From here, I'm gonna lean back slightly, hug that leg a little bit more, get that foot off the ground a little higher. Now I'm internally rotating from this position. I'm gonna extend as far as I can, still hug that foot or hug that knee. Then I'm gonna externally rotate, trying to get as much as I can from this position. You're not gonna get a lot. You may get more ankle than anything, but fight for whatever you can get. I'm gonna flex and slightly externally rotate, squeezing as I come down. Internally rotate, externally rotate and extend. Internally rotate in that extended position. Flex while internally rotate. Externally rotate, extend. Internally rotate and externally rotate and flex. Good. You should feel some warmth if you did that right, all in and around and behind and above your knee. Okay, doing well. Fire that up. For the last one, for my left hip, I'm gonna go grab my support option, which is a stick. For you, it may be a broom. Just grab whatever you did before. If you still got access to that person or that thing, just grab that. Again, we wanna tense up everywhere, so I'm gonna pack the air in my stomach. Tense up, squeeze my abs, squeeze my glutes, squeeze my quads. Kind of dig in with the opposite foot. I'm gonna be working my left foot. My left hip, excuse me. So I'm gonna squeeze here, drive a hole in the ground with this, with my support option. If that's a person, try not to break their neck when you do this, or if their shoulder, don't hurt them too bad. I'm gonna flex forward, slightly adduct, bringing that foot inside. That's position 1. Flexing, keeping that foot on that inside wall. Again, imagine you got a wall here. So I come to position 1, I'm dragging my foot up to that wall. Position 2, 2 to 3, I'm gonna watch for a rotation of my opposite hip. I don't want to rotate on that opposite hip, or I don't want to open up with my pelvis. I don't want to rotate in the spine. So I'm going to go position 2 to position 3. That's where I stop. 3 to 4. You're going to point that knee towards the front, top of that knee towards the front of you. It's going to drop. Try to fight for height out of that knee and foot to position 4. Position 5 is slight kicking a hole in the back wall. Position 5. And we're going to relax. Go to 5, 4, 3, 2. Touch the wall, drag down the wall, position 1. 1 to 2, 3, position 4, hold on the wall, 5, relax, hold on the wall, 5, 4, externally rotate, bring that back across the front to 2 to 1, one more here, 2 to 1, 3, 2 to 3, internally rotate to 4 to 5, holding the wall with the foot, holding the wall with the foot, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so there you have it. I'm gonna put this away.